Hi, good morning. Welcome to What's the Word? My name is Paula, and I'm so excited as always to spend time with you. I say it every single day or every time we spend time together. I am so excited to be able to spend time with you guys, to be able to spend time in the Word. And I'm actually really super excited today for a lot of reasons. I'm just counting my blessings, man, counting my blessings. Um, One being today is Noah's last day of school, my youngest, his last day of school. Bittersweet because we're going to homeschool again. I'm a little excited and nervous, but he's been doing really good with his homework, and we have the Abeka now, and we have more knowledge, more um a footstool, more stability, more things going on. It's like rainy home, that doesn't really help. Just squares everywhere. Um, and a little upset. My son just called me. My oldest has been like wanting to skip school. Like, I don't know. He's always saying his stomach hurts and he wants me to go pick him up early. And then I did at one time and I got in trouble. I got in trouble. Or like, did he call what's wrong with him? Did he go to the nurse or whatever? And I felt like I was kidnapping my son. I was like, what the heck? What? um, but yeah, he's just, I don't know what's going on. So we're going to pray for that. And today is also a really great day to pray because we have a 24-hour prayers. I love it that my church like has it. And I'm like, what do we do? I'd message her. I'm like, this is the problem that I had last time. That's what I just did last time was just stay home and pray. Um, and that's why it's exciting because even though we're reading the Bible and we're on different times, when you watch me, um, and your heart is to God, God knows our thoughts and attitudes. So that's two or more gathered. Um, that's why I love to do these because, like I was telling Miss Britta, even if I'm not here anymore, this will be here, hopefully. I don't know how long or how much electronics will be around. But my voice will be heard. Right now I only have 6 followers. Yay, I love you guys. 6 subscribers. So please share, follow, all the above. Um, so we can just enjoy. Miss Britta, I did ask her to be like a co-host or just somebody, I want to like throw it out there. I have mentioned to them that I do a podcast, but and it's not scripted. It's just literally on one chapter to the next to the next. And we did ask Miss Lorena, remember, or Lorena. Sorry, but that was so long ago. That's what I mean. We asked her, and she's like, "Well, it gets too deep into the rabbit hole, and then everybody gets their personal business." And God is a rabbit hole. It is a rabbit hole. It is that's why I love to study it because it gets deep. You need, like I said, this is the book that you need all the encyclopedias, dictionaries, use Google, like the words, the everything. It's just amazing to be able to spend time with God and the fact that, like I said, what I'm learning a lot still, but we knew that the Bible was written in 3 different languages over a span of over 1,000 years. I don't know the exact time. Sorry, my coffee. Excuse me. But over a span of over 1,000 years, what did they say? 30 to 40 different people and 60 stories. Paul wrote a lot of books. David, um, I don't know the whole thing. And that's the thing. Like it's a lot to remember, but it's all if you actually sit. That's why I love the YouVersion Bible app. I love it. I love it. I love it. And if you want to spend that hour today or every day, any day, um, just listening to the YouVersion Bible app, pick a chapter. What I do is I just pray to God what thing He wants me to read. And if I feel like I don't hear from Him, I just scroll until I feel okay, this is it. And then, what chapters, what, or I just pick something, I read a devotional or, just spend time with the YouVersion Bible app, spend time with God. Um, I think that's our way of getting together without actually getting together. Even though I would actually love to get together with people. As you see, I'm here alone. I've been doing this alone for a long time. I had my husband, but he never wanted to do this with me. And, now you guys see God working miracles. And, I don't like the word, I love the word miracle, but in my situation, it's more like God answering prayers. It's not really working miracles, but in a way it is. Like, see if you could see it. You could see the corner of the little a deep freezer that he just gave me. Like, yes, my house is not it's not a mess, but it's not put together. This is real, I'm real. This is real. This is me. This is my look at like see if I can like block it out, but you guys already know where I'm at, so I just I don't know if you can't see it, but it's my insurance for I'm excited about this hot dog stand. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this hot dog stand because I'm scared, right? So I've never in my life been this scared, and I don't understand why. I don't understand. I have a weird but serious fear, and I don't know why. I know it's a PTSD response, but I feel like you know, God's doing something great, so is the devil. And I don't mean his great. That's funny, right? With the words. His great is like he's doing something badly great, like greatly bad. And Jesus is doing something greatly great. um so that's where the whole spiritual warfare comes in. And it's hard for people to believe. It's hard for me to believe, but like God is real. I promise you. I promise you. I told you guys how many times that people I don't even know um saying that God told them I needed them. The lady two doors down, 2 doors down on my birthday of all days, she leaves something on my porch on my birthday, and it was what I needed to finish my closet. The deep freezer, those things, those I love those. Oh, right there. I love that. Like everything that I could ever love, God puts it on your heart. And if you give it all to him, that's what was yesterday. They came to look at my stairs and um they asked about the hot dog cart. And I love, like I said, if you understood, like hot dog scenario and the fact that I have a hot dog stand shaped like a hot dog, that was one of my favorite pictures. And that I don't have it now, and I hope I got it. I hope I can find it somewhere. But my absolute favorite pictures when my mom was little is the hot dog. What does Barry say? It's not a hot dog car. It's an Oscar Mayer wiener car. It was. She worked at a gas station and it pulled in, and then when we first came to Jamestown 5 years ago, July will make when we first came to Jamestown, and I haven't seen it since. I have not seen it since. I've only seen it that first day we came to Jamestown. Um, maybe they'll do it again. I keep thinking maybe they'll do it. Maybe they'll do it. But we get into Jamestown and there's a church as soon as you come into Jamestown that's giving hot dogs and chips for free. We thought it was like, whoa, how much is it? No, you take it and take whatever you want. There's a store down in the basement. Just take whatever you want, they said. So when we first came into Jamestown, we got a hot dog. My mother had a picture of an Oscar Mayer hot dog car. 2 years later, right? They're not even remotely close. I was little. And now, like I said, 5 years ago, they're giving away hot dogs. And then he comes up with a hot dog and a Coke can after my husband just was talking about Coke is he said for pizza, you can't have a pizza without a Coke. Like that's the only American way. And it has to be a can Coke because it's a bottle and those they just taste different. Cold can Coke and a hot dog. So I feel like everything since he's passed has been my mom and him. My mom and him, my mom and him. They keep showing up. And it's funny because my mother we when she passed she didn't show up like she is now. Like I got an employee. I don't know if I told you guys, but the last four, maybe I shouldn't tell you. I don't know. The last four is his birthday and my mom's birthday. And like I said, this deep freezer just popped up on Facebook and popped up in my house. The house, like this Miss Britta is in awe that we only paid 7,500 for my house. Like, and he's like, "Did you get it from the state? Did you get it from somebody?" No. Couple contractors, and there was only five people that owned, and I think three of the five were contractors or people who wanted to build the house. One did the roof, one did the electrical, um, and then I don't know. I don't know who did what, but we got it, and everything in this picture we put on was not in the house. Everything, all this, God gave to us, like all of this, except for that window. But even that window did come in the house, and my husband put that window in and this window in. You can't really see it, but um, it's one of those sideways windows, but we put it like this, and it works. Works. There's a lot of things in this house that you're supposed to see. These two things, they're supposed to be flooring, but I like it better on the wall. It looks beautiful. I cannot wait. I was gonna paint that and I don't know. Like I said, I gotta get this hot dog cart and everything going, so it's like too much for the house and everything. But like I said, he's just do 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 do. Everything's falling into place. They told me at the Jamestown City Hall, I've been getting complaints about when you go down to Mayville, it's gonna be very hard for you um to to get the paperwork signed or get whatever it is that you need when you go to Mayville. And I was like, okay. And I went to Mayville and I was like freaking out because one, I told you I've been having like this really weird fear. And of course, it's a fear of when I'm driving. I feel like I'm going to pass out when I'm behind the wheel and I'm going to die. But I'm like, that can't be true because God's, there's too many things going good and God's got a plan for me. So that can't be true. That's what I keep, saying. Can't be true that I'm gonna die now because he keeps showing me too many things and he's got a plan for me. So that's what's been going through my head. Like, I guess it's just a fear of, that I lost him so suddenly that I feel like I'm gonna die suddenly. But in a different way, he died suddenly with an addiction. Um, and I'm gonna die because I'm sick. I don't know. Um, I don't know why, but that's been my prayer. That's my prayer is to get rid of this fear, to get, this anxiety. But anyways, I have this fear. So I was like freaking out because she had said it's gonna be hard. And it was already hard because I don't know, Mayville is like 20 minutes from my house. And like I said, I'm scared. I hate saying that I am, and that you know how much I love and trust God. It's just a PTSD um response, I guess. Um, I'm scared of everything, everybody, everyone. I don't have too many anxiety attacks in my house, but as soon as I leave, I start freaking out. Just bringing my brother to work, just picking my son up from school. That's another reason why I'm excited that today is the last day because I won't have panic attacks and have to sit with a school nurse because I'm freaking out. Um, yeah, so just spend the day. praying, and I know that I have been, and you know, I feel like getting better. Um, but yeah, so you're just gonna, spend time with God, spend time loving Him and His creation and everything. Count your blessings, count them every day. Because there's blessings and joy in every day. And remember, joy doesn't mean happy, joy just means, um, I don't know, but it brings you happiness, right? Joy, peace, love, patience, cheerfulness, all that. Mm. Well, thank you. I love you guys. Thank you for entertaining me, or whatever the word is. Yeah, that word. I love that I love words, but I hate that I can't remember them. There's too many. There's too many, and I know it'll come to me, but yeah. Um Today we're on Joseph's brothers go to Egypt. Ooh. Joseph's brothers go to Egypt, and that's it. Then the brothers return from Egypt. That one's a little short, so we can just do the two today. Oh, oh, that's right. That's why I get to spend time with you today, because it's my appointment day. Yay! So we'll spend time until it's 12 o'clock. I'm very excited then. Hooray! So Joseph's brothers go to Egypt, chapter 42. And it is 38 verses long. 38 verses. Okay. When Jacob heard that grain was available in Egypt, so Joseph's dad, when Jacob heard that the grain was available in Egypt, he said to his sons, "Why are you standing around looking at one another? I heard that there is grain in Egypt. Go down there and buy enough grain to keep us alive. Otherwise, we'll die." How did he hear there was grain in Egypt? There wasn't phones. So Joseph's 10 older brothers went down to Egypt to buy grain. 10 older brothers, right? Because Joseph was um, given to Jacob in his old age, and he was the favorite. Sorry, I gotta get my big cup. Oh. Mm, I make coffee so good at home. Thank you. So, um, so his 10 brothers went to Egypt to buy grain, but Jacob wouldn't let Joseph's younger brother. Mm, he had a younger brother? Oh, yes, yes. Oh. He had a younger brother, Benjamin, go with him, for fear some harm might come to him. So Jacob's number 5. Greek Virgin reads. Nope, we already did that. We're in 42. Oh my god, it's the only one there. That's why I was confused. Hebrew Israel's. And Israel's. So Israel's son. And if we knew what Israel meant, right? What was it? God with us. Israel. Sons arrived in Egypt along with others to buy food. For the famine was in Canaan as well. Since Joseph, excuse me, since Joseph was governor of all Egypt and in charge of selling grain to all the people, it was to him that his brothers came. Ooh, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that life? Like, and when he was told about the famine, right? He's going to be 7 years of prosperity and 7 years of famine. Did you think that he would think of his brothers and father coming to him to get food? Was that a thought in his head? And like, how many years, right? That's like 14 plus years that they have been apart, Joseph and the 10 brothers and Jacob, right? So did he think of them? Obviously, you think of them, right? Obviously. But I mean, did he like, I know that he knew who God was and he knew that he saw the vision of, their, what was it, all their stuff bowing to his stuff, right? But was he like trusting God wholeheartedly that that will eventually happen? Right? So he waited over 14 years because it was 7 years of prosperity, 7 years of famine. How long was he? Oh, in the jail, right? That was 2 years that he was waiting there after he had told the dream. So how long was he there before then? That's 14, 15, 16. And how many years was he waiting between the dreams that he told his father, being sold into slavery, being put in jail, and now this? How many years? He got a vision. That's like me too. You get a vision when you're a baby, a little person. I don't know. Like I said, I used to sit in the closet by myself and I would just have visions in my life, dreams. And like when I went to sleep, it would like play in my head of, I didn't know it was going to be this and I didn't know it was going to be like this, but I know like I couldn't do this on my own. I could not do this on my own. We came to Jamestown, right? So when I told you about the hot dog thing, um, do you know what we came with? And look, and I know it's just stuff, but I mean, it's a roof over a head. It's the lights that I'm able to flip a light on, that I'm able to have the computer to talk to you, that I got food and snacks and be able to make a delicious coffee, have this Bible, like to make this cabinet. I made that. You can't really like see what it is or whatever, but I made that. That shelf, I made that. That window thing around there, I'm gonna paint that, but I did that. I put that wall up. Like God gave that to me, gave me the ability to do it because what did Jesus say? Your will be done here as it is in heaven. So it's not about like leaving all this stuff or having all this stuff. It's about God fulfilling dreams and visions and promises that He's got you. He has got you, and there's nothing on this planet that can take him from you. So back to what we came with, Honda Element. You know what a Honda Element is? And I cry now when I see it because there's just memories. It's just memories. The Honda Element. My husband's mother's best friend just gave it to my husband. He don't have a license, but he can have a car. His girlfriend's got a license, so they can use it, right? They need it, and I'm buying a new one, and I don't want to, get rid of it. I just want to be able to see it, right? That's what she said. So she just gave it to him. That's insane, right? That's insane. That's crazy. And that's what brought us here. Those cat hair. That's what brought us here. Four of us, my husband, me, Cameron, and Noah. So if you already know, that's it. That's all you can fit in there. And then we had everything that we owned. Everything that we could not bear to lose. Everything else literally got either sold or thrown in the trash or given away or It couldn't come with us. I had to get rid of the saddest thing. My uncle's rocket. I had a big giant um space rocket. I don't know. I think I put pictures somewhere, maybe on my Facebook, about it. I know it wasn't with you guys because, like I said, I had to get rid of it, and I've only been with you guys since I've been here. So, um, yeah, a Honda Element, 4 people, and just stuff. And it's just the memories, you know. It's memories now, and that's what I have to remember. Because yesterday was the anniversary of us, not buying the house, but just like starting the work on the house when we were still showering outside with a bucket of cold water and um no, no literal pot to pee in. Like literally my husband worked at Tim Hortons and he would bring icing buckets at home, and that's what we would use. We were using blankets for doors. It was just, and look at where we are. I have. It's all put together. We have electrical. The only one is this, but he said it was something simple and whatnot with the electrical. I just gotta find somebody that's not $1 million with the electrical. So, there's that. Anyways, totally off track. Totally off track. But can you imagine, like, telling them in dream that they're gonna come to you, and now you're the ruler of all the food, right? Nobody can get food except through you. And now here comes your 11 brothers, 10 brothers. That's a lot of babies, man. That's a lot of babies. Oh my God. I was watching that the other day, the Duggars. I used to watch them like a lot. The 18, 19 kids. Can you imagine? I thought 6 was a lot. Oh. Anyways, so they came because there was famine in Canaan as well. So Joseph was in charge of selling grain to all the people, and it was to him that his brothers came. When they arrived, they bowed before him with their faces to the ground. That's what he told them. What do you say and do now, friend? Joseph recognized his brothers instantly. Wow, that's what, Larry, it's like now almost 20 years you've been apart and you recognize him. There's like a piece of hair there. Um, and you recognized him. That's crazy. Them. But he pretended to be a stranger and spoke harshly to them. Where are you from? He demanded. From the land of Canaan, they replied. We have came to buy food. Although Joseph recognized his brothers, they didn't recognize him. And he remembered the dreams. Ooh, there it is. And he remembered the dreams he had about them many years before. Many years before. He said to them, You are spies. You have come to see how vulnerable our land has become. No, my lord, they said. No, my lord, they explained. Your servants has simply came to buy food. We are all brothers, members of the same family. We are honest men, sir. We are not spies, he says. Yes, you are, Joseph insisted. You have come to see how vulnerable our land has become, he said again. Sir, they said, there are actually 12 of us. We, your servants, are all brothers, son of a man living in the land of Canaan. Our youngest brother is back there with our father right now, and one of our brothers is no longer with us. There are actually 12 of them, so they're ratting. They told them. Ooh. Mm. Mm. But Joseph insisted, as I said, you are spies. This is how I would test your story. 3 times, he says. I swear by the life of Pharaoh that you will never leave Egypt unless your youngest brother comes here. One of you must go and get your brother. 1 out of 10 must go and get your brother. I'll keep the rest of you here in prison. Ooh. Then we'll find out whether or not your story is true. By the life of Pharaoh, by the life, he's swearing on the life of the man who has put him in charge. By the life of Pharaoh, if it turns out that you do not have a younger brother, then I'll know you are spies. So Joseph put them all in prison for 3 days. On the third day, Joseph said to them, I am a God-fearing man. If you do as I say, you will live. If you really are honest men, choose one of your brothers to remain in prison. So all of them, he swapped it out. Instead of letting one go and keeping them all in prison, he's keeping one and letting them all go to get the brother, right? 3 days later. So he changed his mind, right? So the 3 days before, he said that he'll let one of them go and put the rest in prison. Now it's 3 days. And he's saying, the rest of you may go home with the grain for your starving families, but you must bring your younger brother back to me. This will prove that you are telling the truth and you will not die. That's why we're in this trouble. Oh, and you will not die. To this they agreed. Speaking amongst themselves, they said clearly, we are being punished because of what we did to Joseph long ago. We saw his anguish when he pleaded for his life, but we wouldn't listen. That's why we're in this trouble. Oops, I skipped. Didn't I tell you not to sin against the boy? Reuben asked. But he wouldn't listen, and now we have to answer for his blood. Oh, can you imagine? Think about that for us too. Think about that for us, right? So we did something wrong many years ago. Did they even ever ask for forgiveness? Did they ever even think about Joseph? We asked if Joseph thought about them, but did they ever think about Joseph? Did they ever regret what they did? We know his brother Reuben obviously did. But what about the rest of them? There's 11. Did Benjamin even know about Joseph? And yeah, there's a lot of questions. But now, right, almost 20 years later, Joseph's vision comes true, and they are here, have to answer for his blood. Of course, they didn't know that Joseph understood them. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We already talked about the Tower of Babel, right? Oh. Mm. So, of course, they didn't know Joseph understood them, for he had been speaking to them through an interpreter. Now he turned away from them and began to weep. Oh my God. Oh my God. When he regained his composure, he spoke to them again. Then he chose Simon from among them and had him tied up right before their eyes. Mm-hmm. Joseph then ordered his servants to fill the man's sacks with grain, but he also gave secret instructions to return his brother's payment at the top of the sack. Ooh, okay. So he told his servants to fill the man's sack with the grain, but also give them their payment back on top of the money. He also gave them supplies for their journey home. So the brothers loaded their donkeys with the grain and headed for home. But when they stopped for the night and one of them opened the sack to get grain for his donkey, he found his money at the top of the sack. Look, he explained to his brothers, my money has been returned. It's here in my sack. Then their hearts sank, trembling. They say to each other, what has God done to us? When his brothers came to their father, Jacob, in the land of Canaan, they told him everything that had happened to them. The man who is governor of the land spoke very harshly to us, they told him. The man, oh my God, I love it. He spoke very harshly. He accused us of being spies, scouting the land. But we said, we are honest men, not spies. We are 12 brothers, sons of one father. One brother is no longer with us, and the youngest is at home with your father in the land of Canaan. That's what I was getting at when you read the Bible, is that a lot of the stories are retelling of stories, people passing their stories down and repeating these stories because look, it happened and now they're telling their father and it's happening again, right? Like, read your Bible and it's awesome. So one brother is no longer with us, and the youngest is at home with their father in the land of Canaan. Then the man who was governor of us told us, this is how I will find out if you are honest men. Leave one of your brothers. Oops. Okay. I don't want to separate. There we go. Leave one of your brothers here with me and take grain for your starving families and go on home. But you must bring your youngest brother back to me, and then I will know you are honest men and not spies. Then I will give you back your brother, and you may trade freely in the land. As they emptied out their sacks, there in each man's sack was the bag of money he had paid for the grain. Ooh. The money and the grain. The brothers and their father were terrified when they saw the bags of money. Jacob explained, you are robbing me of my children. Joseph is gone, Simon is gone, and now you want to take Benjamin too? Everything is going against me. What do you think? How do you think Jacob felt? Oh my God. Can you imagine? Did Jacob even think about the sons? Because remember, he was intrigued. He wasn't mad at him. He just was intrigued about it, right? Did he ever think about the dream? They said they had to, for his blood. Did they really even know he was dead? They pretended he was, but how did they get confirmation, right? They knew the truth that he wasn't really dead. So why do they think they had to pay for his blood? Then Reuben said to his father, you may kill my two sons if I don't bring Benjamin back to you. I'll be responsible for him, and I promise to bring him back. So he's giving his sons for his brother, for his father, right? Because Joseph wanted to see the younger one, otherwise he would kill all of them. Mm-hmm. But Jacob replied, my son will not go down with you. His brother Joseph is dead. So how did he know? Oh, well, yeah, Joseph thought so because of the blood from the lamb, right? Was it a lamb? I think it was a lamb. From the blood of the animal that they put on it. Um, and he is all I have left. But he had 10 sons, 11 sons, 10 sons, 10 that were now 9, right? If anything should happen to him on your journey, you would send this grieving white-haired man to his grave. Hebrew to Sheol. Sheol, Sheol. That's always grave, death, hell is Sheol. Well, that was easy. All right. And I want to read on. I do. So we're going to keep going because I love this story. Can you, like, oh my God, I love this story. Joseph's story is like, I love it so much. Can you just imagine thinking and like if this was your life, right? I can't think like that. That's just like so like I said, I was in the closet and now look at where I'm at. Like it's insane. It's insane. You get discouraged, but God will follow through with his promises. I promise you, and I promise you, he is not a promise breaker. He's a rule maker and a his timer. He won't do things when you want him to be done. He'll do things when they need to be done, when it's time for it to be done. It's his perfect timing, not ours. So even though we want it, we have to earn it. You have to, be where he needs us to be so we can earn what he promised us, right? This one's a little short one, so I just want to do it. The brothers returned to Egypt, and then a feast at Joseph's palace. I want to like get to where he's says it's me. So 43 has 34 verses. So four less. But the famine continued to ravage the land of Canaan. When the grain they had brought from Egypt was almost gone, Jacob said to his sons, "Go back and buy us a little bit more food." But Judah said, "The man was serious when he warned us. You won't see my face again unless your brother is with you. If you send Benjamin with us, we will go down and buy more food. But if you do not let Benjamin go with us, we won't go either." Right? And how long um between their other brother being in jail to their food running out because he's been in jail this whole time, right? So now you're waiting for the food and they're living freely while their brother's in jail, right? Um why were you so cruel to me? Jacob moaned. Why did you tell him you had other brothers? It says Hebrew Israel. So the same thing. Jacob is referred to as Israel. I'm pretty sure that was God with us. Why are you so cruel to me? God moaned. Why did you tell him you had other brothers? The man kept asking us questions about our family. They replied, he asked, "Is your father still alive? Do you have another brother?" So we answered his questions. How could we know he would say, "Bring your brother down here"? Technically, he didn't say that, did he? Or did he really say that? And then they're just like, because he said, he kept calling them spies. He kept calling them spies and said they were lying, right? So he didn't really say what they just said he did. Judah said to his father, "Send the boy with me, and we will be on our way. Otherwise, we will all die of starvation. And not only we, but you and our little ones." I personally guarantee his safety. You may hold me responsible if I don't bring him back to you. So Judah again saying that he will be responsible. Then let me bear the blame forever. If we hadn't wasted all this time, we could have gone and returned twice by now. So their father, Jacob, finally said to them, if it can't be avoided, then at least do this. Pack your bags with the best products of this land. Take them down to the man as gift. Balm, honey, gum, aromatic resin, pistachio nuts, ooh, and almonds. Also take double the money that was put back in your sack, as it was probably someone's mistake. Then take your brother and go back to the man. May God Almighty, Hebrew El Shaddai, give you mercy as you go before the man, so that he will release Simon and let Benjamin return. But if I must lose my children, so be it. So the men packed up Jacob's gifts and doubled the money and headed off with Benjamin. They finally arrived in Egypt and presented themselves to Joseph. When Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he said to the manager of his household, "These men will eat with me this noon." What is that, right? "Take me inside the palace, then go slaughter an animal and prepare a big feast." Slaughter an animal. They didn't say what, right? Didn't say what. So the man did as Joseph told him and took them into Joseph's palace. The brothers were terrified when they saw that they were being taken into Joseph's house. It's because the money someone put in our sacks last time we were here, they said. He plans to pretend that we stole it. Then he will seize us, make us slaves, and take our donkeys. Poor things. Oh my God. Now it's a feast at Joseph's palace. The brothers approached the manager of Joseph's household and spoke to him at the entrance to the palace. "Sir," they said, "we came to Egypt once before to buy food, but as yes, I know. But as we were returning home, we stopped for the night and opened our sacks. Then we discovered that each man's money, the exact amount paid, was in the top of his sack. Here it is. We have brought it back. We have brought it back with us. We also have additional money to buy more food. We have no idea who put our money in our sacks." "Don't be afraid," the household manager told them. "Your God, the God of your father, must have put those treasures in your sacks. I know I received your payment." Then he released Simon and brought him out to them. So he knew that they received the payment, but your God must have given you your payment back. I need to plug my computer. Sorry. We're almost done, but it's about to die. I did not realize that. I'm sorry. It's like a 10 when it's dying. Instead of just like them. Okay. So he said, "Relax. I know that your God put the money in." The manager then led the man into Joseph's palace. He gave them water to wash their feet and provided food for their donkeys. Why do you think washing feet is so important? Of all the things that we wash our hands before we eat. Why do we wash our feet? I'm thinking, and that's why I think I wanted to do that on my porch, is because all that negative energy, your feet are like the main source of your body that holds all the weight. So you wash your feet, release all that negativity, and you don't want to go, I don't know. You don't want to go into a palace or any place with dirty feet, right? I don't know though. Weren't they wearing shoes? I want to know what the significance of washing feet is, because even Jesus washed feet, right? He knew he was going to die and he washed feet. What does that mean? Begging down, praying? Is that what that washing feet? Please tell me what that means. um and provided food for their donkeys. They were told that they would be eating there, so they prepared their gifts for Joseph's arrival at noon. Excuse me. When Joseph came home, they gave him the gifts that they had brought him, and they bowed low to the ground before him. Second time. After greeting them, he asked, "How is your father, the old man you spoke about? Is he still alive?" "Yes," they replied. "Our father, your servant, is alive and well." And they bowed low again. Then Joseph looked at his brother Benjamin, the son of his own mother. Is this your youngest brother, the one you told me about? Joseph asked. May God be gracious to you, my son. Then Joseph hurried from the room because he was overcome with his emotion for his brother. So maybe he didn't know about him, right? He went into his private room where he broke down and wept. Can you imagine what Joseph was experiencing, knowing that he knew them and that he had sent them away and now they're back and he just. Mm. After washing his face, he came back out, keeping himself under control. That's hard. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's hard. Then he ordered, bring out the food. The waiters served Joseph at his own table, and his brothers were served at a separate table. The Egyptians who ate with Joseph sat at their own table, because the Egyptians despise Hebrews and refuse to eat with them. Egyptians and Hebrews, which is weird, right? I find that very weird. A lot of this in the Bible, right? They're from the same freaking geographical area, right? They're from the same continent, same land. Egyptians and Hebrews, no? And Egyptians is like people born in Egypt. Hebrews is a religion, right? I'm confused at how nationality and religion are the same thing. Please help me with this, right? Because they're in the same things. So the Egyptians don't believe in gods, but I thought they did. What is the difference between Egyptians and Hebrews? Maybe that's what I should research today. What is the difference? Because other than religion, right? Egyptians is they're from Egypt, and Hebrews is their religion. So I'm confused at how religion again and nationality come as one. I might sound ignorant and I might sound, like I don't know, but that's the point, right? I don't know. Um, so Joseph told each of his brothers, and Joseph had his own table. Can you imagine, like, how big was his table? He had his own table. The Egyptians had their table. The Hebrews had their tables. His brother had their own tables. Or is his brothers considered the Hebrews, right? Yeah. Each of his brothers were to sit, and to their amazement, he seated them according to age from oldest to youngest. And Joseph filled their plates with food from his own table, giving Benjamin 5 times as much as he gave the others. He gave the youngest the most food. Can you, and what did they eat? I want to know what if you prepared. He said, "Go kill an animal and prepare a meal. What vegetables and fruit and what animal did you kill? What are we eating here?" Right? So they feasted and drank freely with him. That is awesome. That is awesome. I love it so much. So we got through 2 chapters today. Look at that. Look at us go. 42 and 43. We're getting closer. Getting closer. Next, we have Joseph's silver cup. Judas speaks for his brothers. Chapter 45, Joseph reveals his identity. Oh my God. Well, this was amazing and fun and very exciting. I guess I'm not going to spend all day with you guys. It was definitely great to spend this hour with you. Like I said, an hour of prayer at some point today. Um, God knows your heart. He knows where you're at. He meets you where you're at. It doesn't matter. People say they have to be clean to come to him. No. No, 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 no. God will change you from the inside out. I promise you. God will change you from the inside out and God will provide you with your dreams. He's just going to tell you, I like that saying. What is it? You can give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, but you can teach a man to fish and he'll eat forever. That's what God does. He doesn't want to give it to you because he wants you to learn the lessons that he's trying to teach you. He wants to be our number one teacher and putting God first, literally in everything, literally every aspect of your life, emotional, physical, financially, relationship. He's the number one relationship because remember, even Jesus had to go out and be alone with God. And if Jesus was the Son of God and Jesus didn't have the Father, but the Father up in heaven, and he had his human mother, that was all he had was his human mother. What is it, 26 rather than 40, 52? We all have 52 because it's 26 and 26, father's chromosomes, mother's chromosomes, but Jesus only had the mothers, right? How, if he had to go away, how much more do we? How much more do we that we have both a earthly mother and an earthly father that we need to spend time with God? That's kind of why I just love how he's provided. This is the one thing that even with the house or whatever, he's given me the ability to spend more time with him. And that is beyond the greatest thing. That's why I love the homeschooling thing too. But I'm not going to have time to be alone with homeschooling. And that's like my sad thing. But at the same time, showing Noah how we preach and pray and love on God is my priority as well. Showing both of my kids and Cameron, God, mm, he's just working miracles. Like I said, he's working straight miracles. I thought I had, there we go, something like that. I don't know. But he's working straight miracles, and look at it. She gets to see it. I love it. Noah's kind of jealous because I don't know if you saw the one that I made him. His handles are small. I gotta make him a little bit bigger handles because, yes, it's not fair that I get to carry my Bible with me everywhere I go. But yeah, that's our priority as a parent. Like I said, that's what I told my oldest is to protect your soul. And if you don't believe you have a soul, well, then you don't believe you have a heartbeat and you don't believe that the blood flows and how everything works together. Everything on this planet. The fact that there's different species like birds, how many different kinds of birds there are, how many different kinds of fish there are, how many different kinds of bugs and flies, and that just says God. It says we all work together for the goodness of this planet. And driving 60 miles an hour down the highway is not good for this planet. It's not good for us. Like I said, the whole anxiety of driving, and maybe that's what it is. And that's why, because I've been thinking more and more that it's just not supposed to be like this. How many dead animals do we see on the side of the highway? That just like it breaks my heart so much. And like I said, I killed my first animal a few months ago, and I'm still devastated of it. I don't like it. Maybe that's why I don't know why I keep having these things, but please pray for me that Jesus will take it away. He will. Time will tell. Jesus will prevail. Everything will be great. um, but yeah, like how many animals do we see on the side of the road? How many people are dying from car wrecks? How many people are dying, period? Just like dropping. Like, we got to cherish and use our time wisely and know that there's an end, right? There's the beginning and there's an end to us, to this form, to what you see in front of you. But what's inside, what's in our heart, there's no end. The thing that the thing that connects us, there is no end. There is no to your soul and your spirit, body, mind, soul, spirit, and just no and no and no and I love you guys. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for entertaining me. I hope I entertained you. Um, that's not the word. I still don't know that word. What is the word? Thank you for appeasing me, for they say it all the time and I can't think of it. If you think of it, let me know. But I love you guys. Thank you for spending time with me. We did our hour of prayer. We're spending time with God. Take a moment to just thank Him for all the blessings and all everything. Count your blessings and have joy in your heart and know that Jesus loves you. Joy unspeakable, joy unexplainable. Um, I got that joy, 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 joy down in my heart. All right, I love you guys, and I will see you back here when Joseph reveals himself. All right. I love you. Have a great day. I'm gonna go polyurethane some wood because I gotta get this trailer going. Yay me. Thank you, God, for providing the trailer. Thank you for providing the wood, for the everything. Just everything, everything. In Jesus' name. I love you. Subscribe, follow, share, comment, entertain somehow, whatever the word is. Interact. Please interact with me and grow our community and know that God loves us. He loves me. He loves you. He comes to the brokenhearted because that's where the passion comes from. That's where the love comes from. That's where the joy and the pride and the knowing who He is. I love you bunches. Have a great day, and I'll see you back here soon.